Mind if I have some of your tasty beverage? That hit the spot.
Hello again, whiskey whippers and rum sippers. Wun Wun here again, and I didn't even realize there was another one out. But today we're going to be talking about the new FourSquare Touchstone.
Let's get it on!
I just happened to jump on Total Wine site and check out, always check and see if they have anything new on there, kind of scroll through. And lo and behold, the new FourSquare was out. Didn't see it come through Concierge, didn't know it was even going to be out now. Just saw it there, and so you already know anytime I see a FourSquare, I'm going to go grab it. And god dang, this was I think this was the most expensive one yet. It was $204, so yeah, over 200 bucks. And then of course with the wonderful Washington taxes, we're up to almost $250. It's like $249.84, so just under 250 bucks for this bad boy. So you better deliver. Today, like I said, we're going to be talking about FourSquare Touchstone.
Well, that sounds pretty good.
Oh man, like I said, I didn't hear anything about it, so I kind of looked online and I saw one reviewer had tasted it. He had got some little sampler. Oh, this thing just got hammered. Oh, these faulty stickers, FourSquare. Here we go. See if I can save it. Bam. Woo-hoo. But yeah, like I said, I saw one reviewer. He did not seem to like it a whole lot. He said it needs some air. It wasn't his favorite. It didn't have that regular FourSquare touch. So the most expensive one, and I've only heard one bad review about it. But we don't care about that. We're going to do our own and see what we think about it. Let's get in a glass. Glug, 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 glug. Oh, this one should be kind of special. It's ex-bourbon and ex-cognac cask. I actually love whiskeys and ex-cognac, so I would think. And the rums at Kappa XO is finished in ex-cognac, so I love cognac-finished rums for the most part, and whiskeys. So I think that's going to bode well for it. This bad boy's 14 years old. The only other 14-year-old one, I think, is the Nobiliary, and I really like that one. It's a bit oaky, but I kind of like that. So yeah, I'm really excited to taste this, but you know how we do. It's 14 years old, so we're going to let it chill in the glass for about 14 minutes, and we'll be back at it. Don't go anywhere. All right, we are back, and I am more than ready to get into this. All right, full disclosure, right when I turned the camera off, I took a little sniff, and one of the viewers on one of the last videos said, why don't you taste it right away and then taste it again later? So I was like, all right, this time I'll taste it right away and taste it the 14 minutes later and see what happens. So I did take a little sip, and whatever old boy was talking about, I don't know if he got a bad little sample or something's wrong with the bottle, but I took a tiny little sip off this already, and spoiler alert, it's freaking delicious. It's amazing. I don't know, maybe it's because I was so geared down, like I was so bummed, like, oh my god, did I really just spend $250 on a bottle of rum that's not even that good? But it's FourSquare. I kept my hopes up, and oh yeah, delivered again. So let's get into it and talk about the Touchstone FourSquare. I was a little nervous because that first sip, or that first nosing I did of it, I mean, it does have that distinctive FourSquare nose and aroma that it usually has. It's got all those distillery notes that most FourSquares have, like blind.
Follow the instructions in UP Security app to set up the system.
The new security app we just from the camera system we just did. That's pretty good. But yeah, it has all the regular distillery notes of the FourSquare. On a blind taste test, you'd be able to tell it was a FourSquare. I was a little nervous because it had a little bit of a black licorice note, and I'm not the biggest fan of black licorice, but it's got a really sweet, like a little bit black cherries, licorice, black licorice, brown sugar, and a bit of an oak note. I mean, you can tell it's an older one. That 14 years is coming through, just like in the Nobiliary. That was super oaky. This one's not quite that oaky, but there is a distinctive oak note in it. Oh, but it smells delicious. Let's get into it. Kompai. That is so freaking good. What was that guy talking about? Oh my goodness. I don't know what he's been tasting, but that's amazing. That is just, there's like a maple syrup note. And again, how the hell is this 122 proof? Are you kidding me? 61 ABV? Where? It just floats down as smooth as can be. And it's just got this sweet syrupy note. That is delicious. Like black cherries and maple syrup. That's what I got out of that. And I mean, there wasn't even a burn on the lips when it went over. 122 proof, and it didn't even burn the lips. Like, just... That's delicious. It's so smooth and light. I do kind of get that cognac finish, like other cognac rums and even whiskeys. You kind of do get that. It's like a lighter note, like the ex-bourbon's mixed in there. So I mean, it's there, but there is just kind of like this lighter wood hint that I think is the mixture of the cognac. A little hint of a like Ranzacapa note in there, XO. This is delicious. Are you kidding me? It's so funny. It's probably a good thing. I mean, you get all nervous and downplayed, like, oh, it's not that good. Like, oh, is this going to be super expensive and not that good? And one of my least favorites. And the other was the most expensive one. The Shibboleth was super expensive, and I'm like, my least favorite one. It's so crazy. But this one delivers. Just a syrupy black cherry, brown sugar maple, syrupy brown maple note. Oh, that's fantastic. Let's put a little drop of water in it and see what happens. Drop of water. Break open any of those notes, crack open those oils, get some different flavors out of there. I mean, you can just... Beautiful amber color, delicious. And for 122, it's not got the craziest legs on it. I guess they're a little slow though coming down. They are thick and kind of just hanging there. All right, yeah, that is 122. They're just sitting there thick on the glass. Oh, it smells so good. It's like not a super heavy dark black licorice, but like a just light, I don't know, like a light, easy, sweet candy smell. Oh, with a little bit of that cognac and wood influence. I mean, that just smells delightful. And tastes even better. Oh, man. Let's see how it tastes with the water in it. Cheers. Kind of took away that syrupy note and more of a, like, cognac oak influence, maybe a little bit of that bourbon bringing in the sweetness, but like bring some of the sweetness back, but it kind of dialed down that real syrupy flavor and just kind of brought out more of a cognac rum flavor. It's really good. I think I like it without the water a little better, but I do like that kind of bringing out a little bit more of that oak influence, the cognac and oak influence with the water, I feel. Even on the smell, it's not so sweet smelling. It's definitely a little more oak influence smelling. I'm gonna have to pour some more for the outro, but I wasn't just gonna say it. That is so good. Well, I saved just a couple drops. Well, you know how we do it. We're gonna put it over some ice and see how it fares over that, and let's see how that goes. It's back to having that cough syrup, licorice, kind of tart. Treacle. Yeah, that's the ice kind of brought out kind of like that licorice flavor, kind of a little bit more of that oak. And there's something a little more tart. I can't put my finger on it, but something a little more tart on there. Maybe like a rhubarb or something like that. Yeah, kind of like a rhubarb, maybe a strawberry rhubarb smooth. That's weird. Yeah, the ice kind of did something different. We don't want too much to melt. 122 proof, but it's going. Prost. Tastes a lot better than it noses on the ice. I actually might like it on the ice. I might like it better over ice than I did with water in it. It still had that cognac and that oak influence, but it tasted a lot sweeter than it nosed over the ice. It brought kind of the sweetness back, whereas the water kind of tamped that all out. Yeah, it's not too bad over ice, honestly. Not too bad at all. So I'd say neat the best, then over ice, then with a little water in it. But 100% worth the buy. It is expensive. If you're a little tight on funds, obviously, don't put yourself in any problems trying to go out and get it. But if you do have a few extra dollars laying around and you were going to blow it anyway on something, I could think of worse things than this. It's expensive. I mean, come on, FourSquare, let's cut it right here and not get too much crazier, but definitely worth, Wun Wun approved, worth the buy. Scale out of 1 to 10. It's really good. It's really good. I'd say like an 8.8, maybe an 8.9. I mean, it's up there, creeping up towards the 9 territory. It might get even better after it gets some air in it and opens up a little bit. But yeah, it might just be an 8.9. I mean, that is so good. 122 proof, and it is like 80 proof. It floats. There is zero burn, zero kickback. I swear that's that cognac mix. I really enjoy a cognac finished spirit rum or whiskey. I have come to find out I am a fan of the cognac finish. And this one's no different. Touchstone, I am glad that I looked you up. I'm glad I was able to snag one. And like I said, if you have it, definitely worth a grab because there is nothing wrong with this one. This one is right up there with the top of all the FourSquares. Absolutely delicious. Big fan of the cognac finish. So that's going to do it for me. I hope everybody out there is having an absolutely fantastic week, and it only gets better from here. Until we see you on the next one.